Every 4 minutes, someone is diagnosed with colon cancer, and in its earliest stages, it's one of the most treatable cancers. The tragedy? Most people miss the warning signs, and by the time they notice, it's often too late. Caught early, the survival rate can be as high as 90%, but it drops sharply in later stages. This disease affects both men and women, especially after age 50, yet younger cases are rising fast. Because its early symptoms often look like minor digestive issues, they're easy to ignore. Today, I'll reveal the 5 critical early signs you must never overlook and what to do immediately. Sign number 1. Persistent changes in bowel habits. One of the earliest and most overlooked signs of colon cancer is a persistent change in your bowel habits. This isn't about occasional constipation after a heavy meal or a brief episode of diarrhea from something you ate. It's about changes that linger for more than 2 weeks without an obvious cause. You might experience ongoing diarrhea, stubborn constipation, or notice your stool becoming thinner or pencil-like in shape. Another red flag is the constant feeling that you haven't fully emptied your bowels, even after going to the bathroom. These symptoms matter because tumors or large polyps can partially block or irritate the colon, disrupting its normal rhythm. Unfortunately, many people dismiss these changes as stress-related, diet-induced, or symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. While those conditions are common, the key difference here is persistence and progression. If you notice any change in your bathroom habits lasting beyond 2 weeks, especially if it's paired with abdominal discomfort, bleeding, or fatigue, don't wait and hope it passes. Schedule a medical evaluation, ideally including a colonoscopy. This simple step can detect colon cancer in its earliest stages when treatment is most effective, and in many cases, it can even prevent cancer altogether. Sign number 2. Blood in the stool or rectal bleeding. Blood in the stool or rectal bleeding is one of the most alarming and important warning signs you should never ignore. It can appear in 2 main ways: as bright red blood on the toilet paper or in the toilet bowl, often coming from the lower part of the colon or rectum, or as dark, tar-like stools, which usually indicate bleeding higher up in the digestive tract. Sometimes the bleeding is so subtle that you won't notice it with the naked eye. Only a stool test can detect it. This symptom matters because it can signal bleeding from polyps or tumors in the colon. When caught early, removing these polyps can prevent cancer from developing or progressing. Unfortunately, many people, especially older adults, mistakenly assume rectal bleeding is always caused by hemorrhoids. While hemorrhoids are common, self-diagnosing can be dangerous as it delays proper evaluation. The action step is clear. Even one episode of unexplained bleeding warrants medical attention. A doctor may recommend a colonoscopy to determine the cause and, if necessary, remove abnormal growths immediately. Early detection is your best defense. Ignoring bleeding gives cancer more time to spread silently when treatment becomes more difficult and survival rates drop dramatically. Sign number 3, unexplained abdominal pain or cramping. Unexplained abdominal pain or cramping is another early sign of colon cancer that's often mistaken for everyday digestive issues. This isn't the occasional stomach ache from overeating or a mild case of indigestion. It's discomfort that lingers or keeps coming back without an obvious reason. You might experience ongoing bloating, sharp cramps, or a dull, aching pressure in the abdomen. The cause can be tumor growth inside the colon, which may partially block the passage of stool and gas, creating pressure and irritation. In some cases, this discomfort worsens after eating as the digestive process pushes food and waste toward the blockage, increasing strain on the colon walls. The tricky part is that many people dismiss these symptoms as harmless gas, constipation, or even age-related digestion changes. But persistent or worsening abdominal discomfort is never normal. The best action step is to keep a symptom diary. Note when the pain occurs, its intensity, and any food triggers. If the discomfort lasts more than a week, is getting worse, or is paired with other warning signs like blood in the stool or bowel habit changes, seek prompt medical evaluation. Early investigation can reveal problems before they become life-threatening.
Sign number 4. Unexplained weight loss and fatigue. Unexplained weight loss and fatigue are two powerful warning signs that something serious may be happening inside your body, including colon cancer. If you lose 5% or more of your body weight within 6 months without changing your diet or exercise routine, it's a red flag that should never be ignored. Colon cancer can cause weight loss because tumors consume large amounts of the body's energy, speeding up your metabolism even when you're resting. It can also interfere with nutrient absorption, meaning your body isn't getting the fuel it needs. Additionally, chronic internal bleeding from a tumor can lead to iron-deficiency anemia, which results in extreme tiredness, weakness, pale skin, and shortness of breath. This is the kind of fatigue that doesn't go away with rest. It's deep, unrelenting, and often worsens over time. Many people blame this on stress, aging, or being out of shape. But when fatigue is paired with unintentional weight loss, especially alongside digestive changes, it's a sign that requires immediate medical attention. The best action step is to request a blood test to check for anemia and ask your doctor about colon cancer screening, such as a colonoscopy. Identifying the cause early can make all the difference in survival and recovery.
Sign number 5, iron deficiency anemia, especially in seniors. Iron deficiency anemia, especially in adults over 50, can be a silent but serious warning sign of colon cancer. Unlike sudden bleeding, the bleeding from a tumor in the colon is often slow and hidden, occurring over months. This gradual blood loss quietly depletes the body's iron stores, leaving you vulnerable to anemia without realizing it. Common symptoms include pale or yellowish skin, constant tiredness, dizziness, shortness of breath, headaches, and feeling unusually cold in your hands and feet. Because these symptoms develop gradually, many seniors attribute them to normal aging, a busy lifestyle, or a simple lack of nutrients in their diet. But when the underlying cause is ongoing internal bleeding, no amount of iron supplements will truly solve the problem. This is why it's crucial not to treat anemia as just a dietary issue. You must find the cause. The action step is clear. If a blood test shows low iron levels, insist on further investigation, especially if you also have digestive symptoms like changes in bowel habits or abdominal discomfort. A colonoscopy can identify and address the source of bleeding, potentially catching colon cancer at an early, highly treatable stage, long before it becomes life-threatening.
Diagnosis and early detection. When it comes to colon cancer, early detection is the single most powerful tool you have, and the gold standard for this is a colonoscopy. This procedure allows doctors to directly examine the inside of your colon, detect suspicious growths, and even remove precancerous polyps on the spot, preventing them from ever becoming cancerous. For those who cannot undergo a colonoscopy right away, there are other valuable screening options. The fecal occult blood test, or FOBT, checks for hidden blood in the stool, which can be an early sign of bleeding tumors or polyps. The stool DNA test analyzes genetic changes in cells shed from the colon that may indicate cancer. Another option, the flexible sigmoidoscopy, examines the lower part of the colon and rectum, though it's less comprehensive than a full colonoscopy. Current guidelines recommend starting routine screening at age 45 for average-risk individuals. If you have a family history of colon cancer, certain genetic conditions, or inflammatory bowel disease, you may need to start much earlier, sometimes as early as your 30s. The key takeaway: don't wait for symptoms. Regular screening can detect colon cancer when it's most treatable, and in many cases, before it even begins.
After diagnosis, treatment pathways. Once colon cancer is diagnosed, the treatment plan depends on its stage and your overall health. In early stages, surgery to remove tumors or polyps may be all that's needed. More advanced stages may require chemotherapy to destroy remaining cancer cells, radiation therapy to shrink tumors, or advanced options like targeted therapy and immunotherapy to attack cancer more precisely. Every case is unique, which is why personalized treatment plans are essential. Your care team will consider factors like tumor location, spread, and your medical history. Acting quickly after diagnosis greatly improves outcomes. Early, tailored intervention can mean a much higher chance of long-term survival.
Nutrition and lifestyle to lower risk. You can significantly lower your risk of colon cancer by making smart, consistent nutrition and lifestyle choices. Start by eating more fiber-rich foods such as whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Fiber supports healthy digestion and helps sweep waste from the colon. Include lean protein sources like chicken, turkey, and especially omega-3 rich fish such as salmon or sardines, which have anti-inflammatory benefits. Limit or avoid processed meats like bacon and sausages, as well as excessive red meat, refined carbohydrates, and sugary drinks, all of which can increase colon cancer risk. Maintaining a healthy weight, staying physically active daily, and keeping well hydrated all play a major role in prevention. Avoid smoking and limit alcohol, as both can damage colon cells over time. Finally, consider adding probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi to promote a healthy gut microbiome, which supports digestion and immune defense. Small daily changes, done consistently, can create a powerful shield against colon cancer and many other chronic diseases.
Prevention and regular checkups. Preventing colon cancer starts with routine screenings tailored to your age and personal risk factors. For most adults, screening should begin at age 45. But if you have a family history of colon cancer or certain genetic conditions, you may need to start earlier. Stay alert to persistent changes in bowel habits, unexplained bleeding, or other symptoms. Never ignore them. Keep a detailed record of your family medical history, as it can guide your doctor in determining your risk and screening schedule. By combining proactive monitoring with timely checkups, you greatly improve your chances of catching problems early when they're most treatable. Colon cancer doesn't appear overnight. It whispers before it shouts. Those whispers are the subtle changes in your body that so many people overlook. Listening to them, acting on them, and getting checked can literally save your life. The truth is, early detection means a far greater chance of complete recovery, while waiting can cost precious time. If this video opened your eyes, share it with friends and family. Your share might save someone you love. Comment below if you've experienced any of these symptoms or have undergone screening, and let's start an important conversation. Most importantly, if you've noticed any warning signs, schedule a checkup today. Your health and your future are worth it.